Hello everyone, I am Shikana Luisa Abarido and I will be tackling about the Filipino strengths on how they deal with the pandemic and contextualization of local resiliency. So, nationwide community quarantines and social segregation are now part of the new normal in the wake of the worldwide COVID-19 epidemic. Because extensive and extended lockdowns are relatively new experiences, little is known about the physiological well-being of those who are subjected to such harsh circumstances. An investigation of the link between well-being aspects and the resilience was carried around among 533 Filipino adults who were put under the statewide enhanced community quarantine, or also known as ECQ. During the COVID-19 pandemic, participants were divided into three groups: 376 females and 157 men. The mean and the median ages of the participants were 23 years old, with the median age being 25 years old. A questionnaire called the PERMA Profiler was used to assess the participants' well-being aspects, and the Connor-Davidson Resilience Scale 10 was utilized to assess their level of resiliency. The data that was collected was examined using a regression model and any required condition analysis. This research confirmed that the 5 pillars of well-being are statistically significant positive correlations of resilience in confined adults according to the findings. As a consequence of the research, it was discovered that personal achievement favorably predicts resilience, whereas negative emotion adversely predict resiliency. In conclusion, although the 5 pillars of well-being are required but not sufficient criteria of resilience, they are not sufficient prerequisites. According to our findings, well-being aspects act as limitation rather than enhancers of resilience. Casting a fresh perspective on the topic, this groundbreaking finding demonstrates that optimal resilience can only be achieved when all 5 pillars of well-being are met, and when a person is at least moderately satisfied with their physical health. It is important to take a holistic approach to maintaining good mental health rather than an atomistic approach, as deficiencies in certain areas of well-being may not be fully addressed by overcompensating in other areas, as all 5 pillars of well-being are necessary but not sufficient conditions of resiliency, as evidenced by the current findings. As a result of this research, it is recommended that both traditional and innovative psychological research topics be studied using required condition analysis, as well as other methods such as factor analysis. Influenza-like symptoms such as coughing, fever, and in extreme instances, breathing problems are caused by the infectious coronavirus disease or COVID-19. COVID-19 is transferred via sneezing or coughing of an infected individual. It is spread by containing infected things or surfaces with the eyes, nose, or mouth. Countries implemented travel restrictions and encouraged those who may have been exposed to the virus to confine themselves at home or in an quarantine facility. To combat the mounting pandemic danger, Luzon was put under heightened community quarantine. Soon, Visayas and Mindanao followed. The policy imposes extreme restrictions such as checkpoints in most cities, suspension of schools at all levels, prohibition of large meetings, temporary closure of non-essential companies, prohibition of public utility vehicles, and tight house isolation. The worldwide community quarantine was originally set to conclude on April 12, 2020. However, various national and local government proposals prolonged it until December 31, 2020. As a result of the prolonged quarantines, the Philippines' GDP fell 16.5% in the second quarter of 2020. Quarantine is frequently one of the first lines of defense against a new infectious illness, but it is often unpleasant for those who must endure it. and it may cause damage to others. So quarantine's psychological impacts have gotten a lot of attention. According to Barbish, losing autonomy, separation from loved ones, uncertainty, and boredom might negatively impact one's well-being. Anger, worry, and even rise in suicide rates have been linked to earlier epidemics, cordon sanitaires. Similarly, the Philippines National Center for Mental Health observed an increase in depression and other mental health disorders are implementing ECQ in several areas. The effects of quarantine on humans may vary. It is important to note that not everyone with mental health issues is able to move on. Individuals suffering from community quarantines need to be studied as well as how they adapt and even thrive under such difficult circumstances. People want to flourish, not simply to survive. In adverse conditions, Fredrickson and Lozada define thriving as living within an ideal spectrum of human functioning. One that connotes kindness, generativity, growth, and resilience. Resilience appears to stem from flourishing, then happiness predicts tenacity. It is important to note that the terms thriving and well-being are not synonyms, so we use both terms here. Well-being, positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments are 5 pillars of Seligman's theory of thriving. While no one ingredient determines happiness, they all contribute to it. Excitement, pleasure, pride, and astonishment are all examples of positive emotions. As previously said, good emotions are a vital part in achieving positive life. Engagement compasses actions that spark and nurture a person's passion. A sensation of excitement and clarity is typically associated with full participation according to Csikszentmihalyi. Relationships are crucial social relationships that promotes happiness. This may be professional, family, romantic, or platonic. Relationships often amplify the positive experiences that contributes to our well-being. There is evidence that healthy relationships leads to greater physical and mental health, fewer psychopathologies, and fewer deaths. Direction in life, belonging to a cause bigger than oneself, and serving a purpose bigger than one's immediate needs all contribute to a feeling of meaning. A feeling of worth and value is generated by such actions. Religion, politics, justice, and communal social reasons are examples of society organization that provides a purpose. Fulfilling tasks and achieving objectives are examples of accomplishments. Achievements leads to pleasant feelings, purpose, and relationships, says Seligman. In non-Western nations such as the UAE, Hong Kong, and the Philippines, researchers discovered that PERMA is experienced in culturally consistent ways. Resilience has gained popularity in both study and therapeutic practice during the last decades. Recognized as the beneficial adaptation after a stressful or bad event, resilience is defined as most definitions recognize two characters regarding resilience. First, it is influenced by several variables, personality factors, self-esteem, and even age. All impact resilience in one way or another. Depressive symptoms are associated with lack of social and community support as well as lack of family stability. Then there's the fact that resilience is time and context dependent. Stressors including war and other occurrences seems to impact resilience. Aside from the above literature, most research on resilience focuses on external influences. Positive processes or practices that might help a person build resilience are not well addressed in these studies. Few students have focused on the unusual scenario of widespread community quarantines. Contrary to most popular belief, beneficial processes are engaged in the resiliency of a persons who have been quarantined. So that is all for today about the Filipino strengths on how they deal with the pandemic and contextualization of local resiliency. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have learned something, and God bless and keep safe always. Bye-bye!